But you guys, got another video here for you on how to completely delete your browsing history with no trace left found on the computer. Now, a lot of people are worried about their privacy, and especially when you're browsing the web, a lot of your traces can be tracked and found inside your browsing history even after you've deleted it. This is where PrivaZer comes in. This is a free tool you can use. There is a pro version on here. We're just covering the free tool here, but it's compatible with Windows XP, Vista 7, 8, 8.1, 10 and 11, 32-bit and 64-bit versions, and ARM64. It also works with hard drives and also SSD. So we're going to be downloading the portable version here, but you can download the installed version and install that onto your computer if you want to set up a scheduled task for that particular software to run at certain times. You need to use the installed software, but we're going to be using the portable app right here. So this could be run on the PC from its portable container. So that's now downloaded. Let's go ahead and open this up and I'll show you what features it has. So this is the actual application. Once we click on yes to the user account control, it's going to open up the application. So inside here, we've got three options down the bottom. We've also got our languages here. I'm going to choose English. There's the update there as well you can use. And also there's a pro version, but we're going to be using the standard free version on this. We can adapt PrivaZer to your needs in just a few clicks if you want to do that. I'm going to go straight to the main menu and set this up the way I like. And then basically we're going to run it on the system. But when you've got more time, you can go through the adapt PrivaZer to your needs if you want to. So let's go ahead and go here and select this, but there is a user file to set up PrivaZer as well. If you want to do that, this is your settings that it will save in the portable app. So it will just use all your preferences that you like to use. So here it is right here, menu all on the left-hand side right here. Pretty simple and easy to do. We're on the basic setting right here. We're going to go to advanced. And we're going to go ahead and start off on the left-hand side up the very top, scan in-depth hard drive or SSD or USB. Click on this here. On the right-hand side, we now have which device. So we can now choose what device we want to scan in-depth on. So whether it's the whole computer or whether it's going to be a second storage drive, hard drive or SSD, or an external storage, hard drive or SSD, USB key, iPod, MP3 player, SD memory card, and also network storage as well. So next we've got scan specific types of traces on that computer. So now we can click that, and over on the right hand side it will say what traces, internet activities, you've got residual traces of old files, software use, in registry, and USB history. So let's go ahead and click on the internet activities right here, and I'll show you basically what it looks like. This is what it does. It takes you to the next page. We can check mark the C drive for the whole drive that we want to check for internet browsing, cookies, and also index.dat, web cache, memory, and so on. So you can start your cleaning by check marking this down here. Shut down a PC after you finish cleaning. If you want to walk away from your PC, it will close it down after it's finished scanning. You can click on scan, and it's going to run a full scan on that computer. Let's go ahead and start it, and you can see it's now starting to do a scan on the system. Once it's finished its scan, it's going to ask you to clean. It can't do a clean on the system until we close this browser off. So let me go ahead and just shut the browser off and click the X. And now it's asking us to do a clean on the system. So you can click on the clean button and it's going to now go off and do a clean. Now we haven't done any sort of secure erases right now. We're just doing a single clean on the system because we haven't set up the secure erase to stop that from being able to be recovered. And I'll show you that a little bit later on in a video. But you can do priority down here, modify the priority if you want to set it more than low priority. So if you want to get the job done more quicker, you just put it onto max priority and it will go ahead and give the program maximum priority over anything else to get the job done quicker. So that's now done. We can now click on close. And what you can do, you can go through here and click on the residual traces, and it just pretty much goes through a list of some of the stuff it's going to clean. And these are some of the residual traces that are left behind. I'm not going to go through every single cleaning part of it, but you can see Windows history, start.jump lists, quick access, apps, Windows Store, downloaders, and stuff like that. So that's that area right there as we're working through. In registry as well, it goes into the registry history, your registry, and start jump lists and quick access as well. If you want to amend the options, you can go into the options section right here. Just click on the actual, say, registry area and click options. And now you can uncheck what you don't want to clean. So for instance, if there's areas in here that you don't want it touching, just uncheck mark those. Once you're done, you can go back to the main menu. So we've got USB history as well. So delete without trace. So this is basically going to delete sensitive files or sensitive folders, or empty the recycle bin without trace. So once you select what option you want, it's going to give you some options to be able to select the folder that you want to completely secure erase on the system. Now, obviously, we don't want to do this one right here because that's the registry backup. So let me just quickly create an empty folder here just to show you. And I'll select this right here and we'll select the folder. And now it takes us right to here. So here we can now clean and delete this folder. It's going to go through and delete it. Now, if you did see before I cleaned that, there was a little tiny link. I'll show you that again. So let me just go ahead and select another folder right here on the desktop. There we go. And we can now see that there's a See Advanced Options right here before we hit the delete button. So if you wanted to, you can click on this right here and you can now change the deletion of it. You can see it's got one pass right now, all zeros. That's not safe because that can still be recovered. You definitely want to do at least 3 passes if you want it to be completely impossible to recover that data that was in that folder. And you can see right here, data recovery impossible. Even with advanced techniques, you can't get it back. So we're going to just do this one right here on 3. So if you had sensitive information, this is the one you want to do. You can see we're on a SSD right there. If you was on a magnetic drive, you would obviously check mark that. Once that's done, you can wipe the free space on the drive as well, and that data will not be able to be recovered on this system. So that is basically how you can delete the folders. You can do the same thing with your recycle bin as well. We're going to empty that out there. And if you had sensitive information in there and you don't want it being recovered, that's how you can go ahead and do it. So let me just quickly, you can see there's a PrivaZer.ini in here. This will be all your settings inside here. You can go through and check all your settings. And we're going to go into advanced options here. And this is where you can configure all of your settings. It will be saved in that ini file and you'll be able to, every time you run it, it will have your settings on here that you prefer to use on your system. So let's go ahead and take a look. The cleanup section is where you're going to get the overwrites. Basically, every time a file has been deleted, it will normally use 1 pass and it will just delete it. It can be recovered. So you want to do at least 3. There's no need doing any more than that. It's just overkill and it's just going to put massive wear and tear on your drive. Now, when it comes to your RAM, again, cleaning your RAM, it's just going to do 1 pass. It may be possible to recover data from that. So you might want to do a 3-pass erase on that particular RAM. So you can choose whatever method you like right here. It goes right up to 6 passes, but it's a bit overkill. So I would just say 3 passes there. Now, NAND, flash memory, SSD, plus a USB key or SD cards. This is set to normal deletion plus trim. I would put this to secure deletion plus trim. That means it's not going to be possible to get that data back. And you can see it's going to use the trim command as well as the secure deletion on that data. And you can set the amount of passes that you want to do. Again, I wouldn't do any more than 3. 3 is plenty and you're not going to get that data back. So you're just wasting your time if you started to do more than that and put massive wear and tear on your drive. Now, you don't need to do this for every silly little bit of data you have on your PC. I would only do these massive overwrites on your data if it's sensitive information. If it's just normal data, I wouldn't worry about it and just do a single pass. But you can see right here, hard drives and magnetic discs. Again, this will take a long time because they are a mechanical drive and it will take a long time. So once you've got that, you can set up your page file syst and also do some other settings inside here as well. And we also got internet, web browsing. You can see the installed versions right here or have been detected. And you've also got custom user profiles right here as well if you want to set that up. you can just browse to that location and put your custom user profiles in there. And again, this is your cookies, and you can include stuff into the cleaning process and it will delete permanently without trace, or you can exclude stuff. Maybe you've got an area on your drive that you want to exclude and you don't want it touching that part. So here we have also the scheduled tasks right here. Again, you can't do this unless you're using the installer on your PC. I'm using the portable version. So if you do want to set this up so it runs automatically in the background, again, make sure you set that up with the installed version. Automatic cleanups right here. This looks like a pro version feature. There is a couple of features behind a paywall, but most of the stuff on this application is free, and mostly all the stuff you need is free on here. So in my opinion, it's a pretty decent bit of kit for removing your traces of browsing history from your PC if you want to be a bit more private. Now, again, there is pro versions of this, but this is just the free version we're looking at right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, whether you use tools like this or whether you just use the standard empty your recycle bin or use the built-in Windows storage sense on Windows 11. Anyway, with that said, my name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Big shout out to my YouTube members. Appreciate the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.